Hi, my friend. My heart is so full of love today. Just a few days ago, I experienced something that has changed me, literally to my core. I was so touched by it that I will remember it for the rest of my life. And I want to share that experience with you. It also might leave some questions. If you have little people around that are listening, you might want to pop in some earbuds because this tender story is one that you will want to hear. For the past 6 months or so, I have been helping a woman who has gone through some very, very hard struggles. She has been coming back to my church looking for ways to heal and feel the loving, transformational power of Jesus Christ. And I have been so honored to witness her journey. When she first started coming back to church, they asked me if I would be supportive and help her through that journey. And I was honored and open to helping her, thinking, yeah, I can do that. I can offer this woman love and support on her journey. Well, as I've gotten to know her story, it has broken my heart. She grew up in an abusive home and she was addicted to hard drugs for many, many years. She was in and out of jail since she was 12 years old and just had a very rough background. But one gift that she has had among all of this chaos is the gift of a mother who has faith. She's told me that over the years, her mom has constantly been hounding her. You need God. You need Christ. You need to go back to church. I've cleaned up my life. You need to clean up your life. And her mom has just been there over and over again, being that voice, inviting, calling, begging her to come back to church. Well, she finally hit a rock bottom recently and decided that she would try because she didn't have anywhere else to turn. She was struggling with very deep depression. She had health issues that were going to take her life. And she was going through all of that without her husband because he is currently in jail. With those broken pieces, she opened her heart and decided to come back to church. And at first, it was really rocky. She wouldn't come very often. She was really struggling with some medication that she was changing. She was trying to quit smoking. So many roadblocks felt like they were getting in the way over and over and over again. And it broke my heart to watch how deeply she was struggling. But I could tell story after story about how God's hand has been guiding this woman's journey and how her faith has been inspiring me. With her permission, I want to share this one powerful story that happened a few days ago that has changed me, truly changed me. Sunday morning, I sent her a text saying that I was excited to see her at church and asking her if she wanted to help me with some fellowshipping after church. She had expressed some interest in that, and I was excited to get that going. Well, I get to church, and she just was low. I could tell that she had been carrying a heavy burden. She was struggling to feel God's love, and those tears were just right on the brim of her eyes. I spent some time in the hall talking with her after church, just connecting with her, seeing how she was doing and what I could do to help. She shared with me that she got some really bad news about her husband in jail and that she was really feeling depressed this week. She told me she did some things she wasn't proud of, and she just didn't know if God could love her with what was going on in her life. She felt so broken. And as I'm talking to this beautiful woman, I just feel so much of God's love for her, just pouring out of heaven and flowing through me, and wishing I could hand it to her, that she could feel how valuable she is, how beautiful she is, and believe it. And as I was sitting there desiring to give that love to her and not sure how to communicate it, this amazing 11-year-old girl walked up and looked this woman in the eyes. She glanced down at her leg, pointed to a tattoo, and said, "I see your tattoo. And I just want to say that I'm so, so sorry." This grown woman burst into tears, and the 11-year-old sweet child of God wrapped her arms around this woman and just held her as she sobbed and sobbed. When she was done, she pulled back dried her eyes, looked at that girl, and said, "Thank you." That sweet little girl just smiled and said, "You're welcome," and walked away. I was so dumbfounded. First of all, I had no idea what had just happened. I'm thinking, is she apologizing that she has tattoos? Lots of people have tattoos. I know she has an abusive past. Maybe she's got some scar I didn't notice that she's hiding with this tattoo. I was completely oblivious to what was going on. Well, after this woman dried her eyes and looked at me with just a heart full of the love of God, she explained to me that survivors of sexual assault use a tattoo of Medusa to show that they are a safe place for anyone who needs to share. It's a symbol to fight back against the narrative that the victims of any sexual assault should be shamed or blamed or punished for what happened. This tattoo is a symbol of acceptance, of love, of understanding and empathy. And this brave woman has put it on the front of her leg as a sign to the world that she is a safe place to share, that anyone who might feel unsafe or needs someone to tell can tell her. Well, this courageous 11-year-old little girl recognized that tattoo and had the courage to go up to this woman, wrap her loving arms around her, and tell her she's sorry for what she had to experience. And my friends, can I tell you, in that moment, the power and love of Christ was so tangible. I've never seen something so beautiful and pure as this simple love from this little girl. After this woman told me what the tattoo meant, she said to me, "I have had so many women come up and talk to me in the grocery store, in other random places. I've even had women come to me, point out someone they don't feel safe by, and ask me if I can help protect them from whoever it is that may cause harm. This tattoo has been powerful for me, but I have never had a child recognize it and give so much love in response to what happened." And she burst into tears again and just full of that love shared with me that she needed that hug. She needed that child to just show her that she was lovable, no matter what she had experienced. I just watched this woman's light grow and grow, full of God's love. And then she took a breath, looked at me, and said, "I am ready. We need to go find the other women, the ones that need this love that I have found here. I know how hard it is to come back to church, but it's harder to stay home. I have found love here, and I want to go help others find it too." And we spent the rest of the afternoon visiting people who hadn't been to church in a while and inviting them to come. And I wish I could tell you that they opened their doors and invited her in, and she shared that beautiful testimony of love with them, and they're coming to church next Sunday. That's not what happened. People didn't answer the doors, and the one that did said she wasn't interested and asked us not to come back. And I fully expected this woman to feel disheartened and be frustrated that we didn't really get anybody. But after we were done, she turned to me and she said, "It doesn't matter. I'll keep asking. I'll keep offering love, like my mom kept asking me all these years. It takes a long time, and that's okay. I'm willing to keep trying because I want these other women to feel what I'm feeling." My friends, when I was first asked to help this woman, I thought that I was going to be helping her transform her life. But it's not true. She has been transforming me. My experience watching this woman and this courageous young girl has brought a new life in me, a new desire to let go of pretense or worry or honestly selfish pride that maybe I might offend somebody, or I'm getting into their personal business, or, oh, well, it might be uncomfortable if I try and ask somebody if they need help. No, we need each other. We need to be voices of truth and of love and see each other like this young, beautiful girl saw my friend. That is my wish for the women in the world, is that we can see each other through childlike eyes, willing to just give love and support without judgment or fear, to be brave enough to offer Christ's love to anyone who might need it in any situation, inviting them to turn to Christ even when they feel unworthy. Christ's invitation to the world is to come unto him, all of us who labor and are heavy laden, and he will give us rest. That is his promise, that we can have his rest. All of us, me, you, the sweet young girl who offered such Christ-like love, and this beautiful woman whose worth has not changed one single bit despite her past or even her current choices. She is lovable, and she is trying, and I see her efforts, and I can't help but feel God's love just pour through me for her every time I'm with her. And she just feels like she's not doing enough. And all I can feel is gratitude and love that she is coming to him, that she desires that growth, that her heart is focused towards God. Isn't that really what God wants us to have? A heart that is open to him, a shift in our lives that is moving towards him instead of away from him. We make it so complicated about what we're doing or not doing and how perfect we are and the other person that's doing it better than us. But isn't it really just that simple? Are we going towards him, or are we going away from him? As we go towards him, let's bring others with us. Let's unapologetically and courageously show that love. Give that invitation and be willing to be human right alongside all of the other women of the world. My wish for women is that we might have more space to see each other through the eyes of a loving child, to see the struggles without judgment, to open our arms with complete compassionate love, and to remind each divine daughter of God, you included, that you are worthy of love. Christ's love is abundant. He is so willing to give you rest and help you transform your life so that you have more space to receive that love. And he does it through all of us, even through the children. I hope you will take time to see the women around you through this lens today. And just as importantly, when you look yourself in the mirror today, see yourself with that childlike love, with those open arms, and with the welcoming truth that God loves you and Christ's healing power can offer you exactly what you need right where you are today. If you are struggling to feel God's love in your life right now, please believe me when I say he loves you right where you are. I know this to be true. And if you're willing to let him, he will teach you one powerful moment at a time. It has been such an honor to witness the transformation of this woman, to witness the love of this child, and even more than that, to witness God's love for all of you every time I push record and feel the urgency that you need to hear the truth that you are lovable. Every woman that comes to me desiring help to move forward in one way or another, they are all asking for that love, whether it's for themselves, from God, or from others. Their belief that they are lovable is what needs to be strengthened. What are you doing in your life to remember how valuable you are? How much your Father in heaven loves you and created you to be an invaluable member of his family. The destroyer wants nothing more than for you to believe that you are not good enough, that you are not loved, that you are doing it wrong. Just like my friend was carrying that burden. You don't have to carry it either. When you give it to God, when you receive his love, you can't help but go and want to share it with all of the other people around you, like this beautiful woman was faithfully doing despite the results this past week. And like I feel like doing with you right now, I felt that love for her, for that child, and I feel it for you. Please receive that love today. Please receive his love. Let's look at the world through the eyes of a loving child and spread that light today. Keep shining, my friend. You are loved. Are you getting my TLC Tuesday emails? They are filled with tips, insights, and invitations to help you add light to your life. Go to thelightcoach.com/subscribe and make sure you're included, because big things are coming and I don't want you to miss them. Together, we can create confidence, connection, and clarity in life after therapy.